All right, ladies and gents, let's go rapid fire before I head off to coaching. Now, 5 games to go through for me, and then Nicky's going to jump on this evening and go through the couple of teams and just an update on where he is at. I think he's making some ranks, which is good. Now, this game was incredible. That finish, amazing. To think that, just a little gentle outswinger from James Anderson, hits the inside of the post, and then a 100-meter try. Amazing from the Raiders, and it's been their season. Hey, a lot of comebacks, a lot of wins in tight contests, and this was no different to that for them. So congrats to those guys. And you can see the top 4 scorers there being Raiders, and of course Cleary and Yo in between a lot of those Raiders guys. But Joe Tapine with the 60 minutes was incredible for my team. 47 tackles to go along with his try, and tackle breaks, offloads, turnover tackle as well. Just the perfect game for him. After some low ones, it's nice to get that good one back. And it was very, very similar with Hosking with that 66. We're getting a lot of 40s out of him. And then, we had that little run, that 3-game stretch where he was hitting 60s and got that 70 in one of them. So to get back to that just evens it all out, which we'll see with the Roosters game. We got that even out, unfortunately, with Naf White, who got the downgrade. That was gross. I was like, 40's pretty average. 35 now, even worse. But, to go along with this 69 last week, you average them out and it's not too bad, right? So that's how you need to look at it with a few of these players. They're less consistent than the Isaiah Yos and Clearys and these types of top tier guns, right? And that's to be expected from most players. You're seeing guys like Hype's Paul being very, very consistent. We also had low ones from Grant this week with the sin bin. So 83 for Taps was awesome. Hosking 66 with big tackle numbers. And you'll actually see this. This is a very prevalent trend against the Panthers boys, is that the guys in the middle and on the edges, they get plenty of work if they want it. And they play a lot through the middle. It's back, turning blokes back on the inside, keeping the ball in play more, which means higher scores, which you saw here. And yes, it went to overtime, but you had over 10 players get a 50 plus, which was great. Ethan Strange, the runaway, just an awesome few weeks for him. Had that triple a couple of weeks ago into this 73 here, and was a little bit quieter earlier, and then got into his work and picked up with a couple of try assists and that try. And then Horsburgh for 72 minutes for him. Wow, didn't expect that. We did have the injury to Xavier Savage, but he went off at half time, and Horse played that first full 40 and then only got a 16 minute rest there. Sorry, 12 minute rest there with the 4 minutes overtime. So pretty impressive from him in this one. If you manage to hold on, the 72 just really rockets you up the ranks this week. Cleary 65 was just sort of stock standard. Unfortunately, he's coming up against guys like Cuddy Young, Ethan Strange in that, on that left-hand side, and picked up 7 missed tackles. Just the 1 try assist, 880 kick meters is incredible. So 29 points just from kicks, and 27 before the negatives from tackles alone. So a nice 56 from him just in those 2. Sorry, that's right, 56. So very, very impressive on that standpoint, but just wasn't able to get involved as much as captains would have hoped. But a 65 is nothing to sneeze at. Fogarty 64 back to normal programming. We saw 2 lighter weeks for him, but just the 3 missed tackles, the 1 penalty for him, but big kick meters like we expected. And this game, it does make it a little bit interesting for the Raiders guys, because there's a decent chance we do expect some restings across the one of the next 2 weeks, I think, for them, with the minor premiership getting closer and closer to being locked up, and definitely the top 2 spots being locked up. For the Panthers, on the other hand, they're still going to be fighting for that top 4, so I don't expect any restings unless they can't make it in that final week. So that's kind of the interesting thoughts around this game there. But Fogarty, a great score from him. Isaiah Yo off the bench, ended up coming on about 21 minutes into the game. That extra time helped him out with 4 or 5 as well. And he becomes an interesting little purchase for the last 2 weeks as well, given he'll be, somewhere, close to that 700k mark, but in a pretty good spot there. So happy days for owners of Yo, and for those potentially looking to buy him at like a 680 or something like that, he might get down to. Yet IPAP 55 in 41, so playing so much better in the last month or so. Hudson Young 51 for him, just solid without the attacking stats. Timoko, he's been awesome. Starling, for anyone still holding on. Edwards 40, kind of got up there a little bit in updates as well. I think it was 34, 36 up to 40. But just an okay game for him. Got that 1 try assist. And And the rest of it, not too important. We've got Isaac Tungor, 32, Talangi, 27 in that one. Now, moving on to that next game, which was Storm up against the Doggies. And the big news of this one was, one, the low-scoring nature of it. We just had the 6 guys that were above 50. And thankfully, Preston, Kiraz, Eli Gatoa, Munster were all part of it. So there was some the guys that did well were important players in the grand scheme. And then it was Harry Grant, 24 for him. Yes, the sin bin, he dropped off seven points and that 10 minutes of play. But yeah, that's 31 in 70 minutes, which isn't great. So he wasn't looking at a great score either way. And this can happen with hookers. We've seen it with Watson. We've seen it with Grant. Some of the more premium guys have these lower scores, even like Damien Cook. He's having 60, 60, 60, 30 odd, that type of thing. So it happens with a lot of those guys, but a super frustrating one for owners given, especially if you bought this week, but the last few weeks have been awesome. High 50s to 70 odd. All the good points there. Kick out top scored, got that try late. And then Trent Liero, 60 for him in 68. So outside of that 19 that he got when a few people were spruiking him, since then he's gone back to business and has really improved, I'd say, from the first part of the year. He's become more consistent with the bigger scores. It used to be high 40s. Then Munster back at 6 is a much better prospect, and I still think they're going to get a rest, so probably off limits, this type of team. Ellie's 56 was really solid as well with that try off Tyron Wishart's effort, who picked up a 48 there. 67 minutes, so did get that rest with Munster back at 6 and Pezzett on the bench, and they've been using Pezzett pretty well. He got a try assist, I believe, as well. So 48 for Wishart, you're probably taking that in a really solid game for him. Good tackle numbers. Kick numbers were pretty solid as well, along with running the footy, so happy days there. Preston's 56, got the line break, good tackle numbers, a couple of offloads as well, which was nice. Just the run meters at 83 is a little bit low for what you want, but yeah, it got more work defensively. Kiraz with the 2 line breaks, the drop ball over the line, but a good try for him to get 56, and yeah, brought the offload back a little bit, and on the right-hand side, which is exactly what we wanted. Xavier Coates putting together a really nice year. Pappenhausen, 48 for him, with the try-saver, TO, and also the... what about 3 TOs for Xavier? Nice work. And then the try for Pappy as well. So a good return game from him. Hopefully he's all good heading into finals because we love watching him play. Now Burton and Galvin both doubled up with the 42. Just a pretty sort of average showing for both those guys. The Dogs tried to hold in this one, and yeah, they were a good part of that as well. But yeah, just the one line break for Galvin and the 1 LBA for Burton there. Still had a couple errors, the 3 errors between them, and still a fair few missed tackles. So plenty to work on still for the Dogs as they fight for form heading into the top 4 clashes. Now Stephen Crichton there, 37. Not relevant as much. And then Grant with the 24. So Reid Marnie, 6 off the bench. He's going to be in every single person's team next year when he's at the Cowboys, especially if he has a couple more low games like that. All right. Wow. The Manly game. Mitch is going to be loud and proud for his DC pick. Doesn't have Turbo though, so got matched by Lehigh and Turbo there with DC's 93 sandwiched in the middle. Can you believe that? This was a crazy game for scoring, obviously. 88 points in this one, 58 to 30. The Seagulls being the victors in this one. And Lehigh back to some good form, but a lot of it was on the back of Turbo especially. But DC's 93, 9 goals. Kicked really, really well, actually. I think he missed 1 or something. Yeah, that'd be right. 60, yeah, missed 1. And only just faded right as well. 3 try assists for him, running the footy, offloads. 171 run meters is plenty. So, yeah, good one for him. 350 games as well, and a broken nose to boot. So, good stuff for him on that one. Turbo. He's in my Loop 8 slot, EMG 8. So, you can wait for round results to hear about that one. My goodness. He was, back to good form, getting some cheap offloads early. Got that easy try assist to Matt Lodge, and then it just exploded from there in that second half. 44 or whatever he was at halftime. He more than doubled that in the second for 92. Incredible efforts from him. I thought Jeremy Marshall-King played great. 68, Ed Finifayaki with a really good game as well. So those two, especially Jeremy, is really pushed ahead in the last few weeks. Kola finally picked up that try late, 59 for him. Just looks like a menace running the footy, and Manly were back to some of their running best, but yeah, the Dolphins are in the fade mode, unfortunately. Just too many injuries. Even Cody Nikorima missing this one as well. Simpkin even got 44 tackles in this one. How? He got 44 tackles in a 88-point game. Ethan Bullymore, 52, was a good effort. Lemuelu off the bench for 51, if anyone's still kicking with him. ICAT, 49, did pretty well, to be honest, to get to 49 with how many points there were in this game. Yes, yeah, there were some points for the Dolphins that he wasn't able to get involved with. And that second try assist, get your emails out, guys. Get your emails out. That was a good ball play, put him into the gap. Yes, they don't seem to give him as much that far out if they're not in like running shape. So that was annoying that they didn't give that. I was hoping for that for a 56. Maybe still a chance. Yeah, so get your emails out. Get into that one. Donohue's 42 for him in 74 minutes. They got that rest at the end. Makes sense. 4 missed tackles and the error. Nothing special there for Kurt in this one. Probably didn't expect a lot, but just not running the footy at 13 like you'd hope. We need him in like the 60, 70, 80 and give him an opportunity to get a few stats. Picked up 1 tackle break, 1 offload. Yeah, just a bit of a nothing game for him. We'll take it. We'll move on in a game where they got absolutely pummeled. Just not good timing to buy him and a few other guys as well. Bo Fermor, God, he saved his score. He saved his score there. Okay, last two, Titans and the Wars there. Tino, 74. I ended up bringing him in. So there was a bit of a turn of events after that Seagulls game. So Tino ended up coming in. Reece Walsh is currently not in my team. I'm about to cry about it because he's going to go for a big ton today. But Tino scoring a try early really vindicated that decision. That was good. He was awesome. The start, Guru posted a video of Des at the start of his press conference. Like, what he's doing. He's like, get Tino out of here. Fair enough. But yeah, he was awesome. Verrills has been great as well. 58 for him. Roger, 2 tries, 245 meters. Incredible. Campbell's 55 there. Just all in base, which is good to see. Similar to last week where he didn't play that well and he still managed to get to 60 in a game where they got whacked pretty hard. He still managed to do well without any attacking stats, so that's a win for all of us. We've got a couple of good scores from Pompey and Iremea. Aaron Clark, 51 and 58, just solid enough. We're not expecting the world out of him in a team that is struggling a little bit, but he manages to pick it up. I think it was 12 or 13 in like near 30 minutes, and then really picked it up from there, so that was nice. The Fishman, 50, Harris Tavita, Bo Fermor, 46, a downgrade as well. I think everyone went down in this game, sadly. But managed to save his score in this one with that try and a couple of tackle breaks and that offload late as well. So 46 for him. Just weird timing to buy. Hopefully the last 2 weeks they can have closer clashes and he can get more tackles and continue with this attacking stats that he just manages to get. He had Boydie's 40, all solid in that one. Randall, Egan, 34, what's he averaging? 46.6. It gets to the point where you start looking at people's averages and getting a bit of an idea as to what price they're going to be at next year. And then Keanu Keeney, just for 20 minutes in this one. I don't understand. Just not playing him in games where you need points. Weird from behind. Weird. All right, then the Eels Roosters clash was pretty average fantasy scoring in this one. We had 5 players 50 and above. Hugo Savala became very important in this game with Walker going down early. And what you saw there was him getting those kick meters. And they ran at him and Rob Toya all night. 33 tackles, 29. I think they had 2 of the highest outside of Iolu. Wow, can't speak. So like even Crichton was one of the higher ones, and that's 30. Pretty gross there. So that other right-hand side defensively had a field day for tackles, and they were running at them all night. Nwangani Tawaze, just some incredible freakish efforts from him. Jermaine Hopgood as well, Mitch will be happy with that. 58 for him in 61 minutes. Got that try early. And a couple of turnover tackles as well. So no complaints from many owners on that one. Jack Williams as well, just a very safe pick. And he picked up 4 turnover tackles. So that is incredible. He's kind of gone a little bit slow early, I think 20 odds. And then, really picked it up to get to that 57. Angus Crichton, 79 run meters. Just a game where they got absolutely spanked. And Captain Teddy in Supercoach. So my Supercoach head-to-head season was already done. My opponent had Duncan, Turbo, Roger. So that was good fun. And we both Captain Teddy. So there you go. But Crichton 45, just very up and down. Hey, still averaging 50 for the season, which is a wild one. And then Watson got to play 73 minutes with Walker going down. He went to 6. was going pretty slow for a while there, then picked up a 2 tackle break and line break effort there, getting some run meters, and just slowed down in the last 15 or so. Pushed him to a 41, which if you had to play, sweet, not too bad. Will he start there next week? Probably not. He'll probably just be back to normal programming off the bench. So the 41's better than what it has been, but still not great. This one annoyed me, the NAF White one. Went from 40 to 35. They dropped heaps of stats down from him. So annoying, 35. But yeah, combine that with the 69 last week, and it's not the end of the world. Yongi, 28. Wong off the bench. Of course he did, 30 minutes. So with the luck that Mitchie had, he copped a bad one there. And then Lomax, 14. Not his best outing. And Slessi Fiketti with an 8. Sammy Walker, the 1. Joash Papali, a 22 in 80 minutes in that 6 jersey, which is annoying given they went and put 30 points on. So tough times there. What about Spencer Lenu? 58 meters. So just a bit of a rough one. 19 tackles in 42 minutes. And 58 run meters for someone that, when he actually got the ball, was pretty damaging. I skipped past Teddy because it was sad, but he ended up with a try saver and still got 26. Gross. 4 errors. Nothing going on here. Just 107 meters for Tedesco. So it was a really, really bad game for the Roosters, which, yeah, not expected at all. You at least expect it to be close, but yeah, a bit of a shocker there for them. And hopefully they get a little bit of a bounce back over the next few weeks, and the players that we own can have a nice bounce back as well. So we'll leave it there for this review, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Almost 2 rounds to go. Getting exciting to see who wins. I think it was a pretty solid little 6 games so far for Andrew and Jake up top. So happy with that. And we'll leave it there. Thanks so much, guys. See you later.